Good morning, student. After learning the planning and organizing, today we will learn our topic that is decentralization and delegation. It is floating on the screen. There is a complete mind map is given to you in which you can see the various aspects about delegation and decentralization. Before learning this, that what are its steps, what are its features, what are its elements, I just want to make you clear and want to know from you as well after the session. A group discussion will be there about the delegation and decentralization. Delegation. See, clear the meaning of the word first. What is delegation? Delegation means when we give our responsibility or delegate the responsibility to anybody else or to any other person, then it is known as delegation. Delegate कर देना किसी भी चीज को. It refers to the process of entrusting the responsibility and authority and creating the accountability of the person to whom work or responsibility has been handed over. To any of the person to whom we are handling the or handed over the responsibility as well as authority and creating his accountability is known as delegation of authority. But decentralization is different from it. The meaning of the decentralization is given parallel to this in the red block. It refers to the situation which exists as a result of the systematic delegation of authority throughout the organization. It refers to the situation which exists as a result of the systematic delegation of authority throughout the organization. See, what happened delegation? I just want to give you an example, then it will be more clear to you. Suppose we are just studying in a school. I give you a live example in that case. Suppose director sir has assigned some work to the principal. Principal assigned that work to the HODs or the class in charges. What happened in that case? In that case, the management, the top of the institution, the head of the institution has given some assignment to the principal. They delegate a work. They give a job or responsibility to the superior, to his subordinate. The director is the superior and the principal is the subordinate. Now, what the principal has done, she delegated her job to all the class in charges. The class in charges has to maintain that record, completed and submitted to principal. Then principal just submit the complete record to the director. What happened in that case? If any fault arises, the accountability will be of only principal. The principal has delegated the responsibility that she has to fulfill. The work, the assignment is done by the subordinates or the people to whom the work is delegated. But if any fault arises, ultimate accountability will be developed to the principal only. So accountability or the answerability is the final outcome of the delegation of authority and it never be delegated. The accountability will always be restricted to the same person to whom the work is assigned. But the authority and responsibility, whatever assigned duty that is to be performed by the person, can be delegated to the others person. That is the delegation. Now, if we talk about the decentralization, decentralization means D plus centralization. D plus centralization means if we if we enlarge or distribute our centralized power to different people, then it become the decentralization. Decentralization means, I just convey the same type of example to you. Like what the director of the institute do, they just take a meeting of all the class in charges. What they do, they just give the responsibility of the result to every class in charge. that every class in charge has to take the test and do like this. Moreover, they just assign some duty related to the examination in charge. They just duties related to the timetable in charge, in which he just give him the guideline, give them the guidelines and how it is to be done. But to whom the first period is to be given, like the main decision, like the Ruchi, Paramjit, Bindu, Mr. Neeraj, so whosoever or the teaching faculty will take these subjects in these classes. This is the main decision or the guidance he has given to the timetable in charge. Now the timetable in charge is fully authorized to prepare the timetable that in the first period which teacher will go to the which class. The subject is to be taken by which teacher. It is to be guided by the director only, but in which class, who will go in the first period, the timetable in charge will draw the timetable. The examination in charge, the director has given the guidelines. I just want to conduct the examination in September, and it is to be started by 15 September and finished by 28 September. Now it is the duty of the examination in charge to frame a complete date sheet that on which date, which paper will be taken place of which class, how many vacations will be there, how many preparatory holidays between that. All these decisions will be considered by or taken by that examination in charge. And whatever related to any admission policy or whatever it is assigned to the principal of the school about the result or the welfare of the children, the responsibilities is given to the class in charges. All the activities related duties are given to the house in charges. So in this way, the various duties are assigned to the work is delegated now, but in a very systematic way. From a central authority, it is to be delegated to the various people. Then it is known as the decentralization. So it is the basic meaning of decentralization and delegation. Now we will do the elements of, elements of delegation. There are three elements of delegation of authority. One is responsibility. It refers to the obligation of a subordinate to properly perform a assigned duty. It is responsibility. Responsibility is the obligation of the subordinate. And authority refers to the right of an individual to command his subordinate and to take the action within the scope of his position. And accountability is the answerability of the for the final outcome of the assigned task will be there, not the talk. Make it correct, please. Here it is task. It refers to the answerability of the final outcome of the task. Whatever the task is given to them, whatever the final outcome, that will be the accountability. So these are the three basic elements and three questions we have done. The first one, what do you mean by delegation of authority? Second, explain the elements of delegation of authority. And the third, can accountability be delegated? No, accountability cannot be delegated. As I have given you the example of the principal, director and teachers, the accountability will remain or confined to the principal only. It will not be delegated, but the authority and responsibility can be delegated. So it is all about the three questions that we have to prepare up to this. Now let's go for the process of delegation, that how the delegation process is there. The delegation, in the delegation process, first of all, the responsibility is to be assigned, means what the job is to be done. To do that job, authority is to be granted to them, and after that, accountability is to be fixed. Now, difference between authority and responsibility and accountability. On the basis of their meaning, direction, origin, we can say like the authority means we have did it above. The authority is the obligation of the subordinate. Sorry, the responsibility is the obligation, while the authority is the right of an individual. And always keep in the mind, we talk about the flow, the authority moves from upward to downward. but responsibility moves from downward to upward. So in this way, you have to do the difference of authority and responsibility and accountability. It is full-fledged given in the book as well. Now, decentralization. The features of decentralization are the first one, an expanded version of delegation of authority, no doubt. In this also, the authority is to be delegated, but it is to be delegated to the various people as per their specialization area or as per their work profile. So it is the expanded version, no doubt. The authority is also delegated in this case. The more importance of subordinate. Yes, the delegation of authority just somehow the feel burden to the employees. But in this case, the decentralization, it just develop a sense of importance in the subordinate, applicable to the organization as a whole. Yes, it is applicable on the whole organization, not restricted to a particular person. Reduce the workload of the senior officers. Yes, senior officers work will be reduced in this case, because they just give guidelines to the subordinates and develop them as the in charges, and those in charges just use those guidelines and do the task. Next is, along with authority, even accountability is delegated. Yes, in case of decentralization, the accountability and authority both delegated, but in case of delegation of process, accountability cannot be delegated at all. Now, if we talk about the importance, yes, delegation, decentralization is very important because it developed initiative among the subordinate, because subordinate feel initiative. They just participated so well, it boosts up their morale. Develop the managerial talent for the future. When somebody just work as an in charge, a leadership qualities, the managerial skills will develop himself or herself automatically on the automated system. When we do any assignment, we will develop the skills accordingly. Quick decision making. Yes, by doing the decentralization, as the in charges for every assignment is to be assigned, so it will be very easy to take the decisions immediately by discussing with them. Relief to the top management. Yes, in a way, the top management will get a sigh of relief, because the work is assigned to the various people who are the specialists in that particular area. Facilitates growth. When the specialists do the work and one person will look up the job or any responsibility in particular area, they can perform so well, which facilitates growth to the organization. And it is also helpful to maintain a better coordination and better control in the organization. The work activities can be coordinated so well, and everything can be in the control of the central authority of the organization. So in this way, decentralization and delegation of authority both are very important, and you have to do the difference also, that is given in the book. I let you know the both on the basis of nature, freedom of action, status, scope, and on the basis of purpose. The difference is to be done as well. If you have any doubt up to this, please feel free to have your queries. Let's have a query session now.